Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary, a coming attractions episode. I am Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow the Sailor Murray, baby!
Oh, there he is. We had one episode where we were back together.
It was fucking glorious.
Which just came out last week.
Which is probably why our numbers are through the roof now.
Everybody's locked up
COVID,
again.
not our viewership numbers, COVID.
Canada
Yeah.
is in the shithole right now.
You know what? I'm going to say right now that I'm not going to speak for you. I will speak for myself. I apologize to the District of America for making fun of you and being like, you're so dumb. They won't wear masks, blah, blah, blah. And now Canada's numbers are worse. You know, but can we come on now, right? Like they're sort of like, are they telling us all the numbers? But still, I'm sorry that I judged you. It's like people that throw glass stones. You know that they say that, right?
That's straw
because
houses.
You throw a glass stone and it's going to blow up and you might get shards of it in your own face. If you throw like a girl like I do.
Could it be any more clear than that?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Yep. But, sorry, America. We're doing terrible.
We've been going through a rough time right now. Obviously, the vaccination numbers have been a joke. My mother did, though, get her first vaccine.
First? That was like a one and done.
It's 2 shots.
Oh, right. And then you wait for a week, and if you don't turn into a zombie, they give you the second one.
So she had her first shot, and that's great. We're all happy about that.
When do we get ours? When's ours?
Oh God, we're too young. We'll get ours in 2074.
I know it's like it's like the elderly, then the homeless, then the prisoners, then whatever else.
Yeah, I do know a lot of people have gotten it though. I know a lot of medical workers, PSWs, and first responders of the like and stuff like that. So they've all got it, which is good. Teachers are supposed to be getting it. They were getting it this week because it's our spring break right now for the kids, and they were going to be all set.
Spring break. It's been spring break for like a year.
I know, right? But they were going to get it all. They were going to get it all set up so that when they went back to school next week, they were all going to be vaccinated, and that was going to be great. It was going to be really helpful. But now they've shut down the schools for the foreseeable future, which probably means we're not going to be going back to this school year.
I already said, just shut the whole thing. I mean, everything should have been shut totally down, like this lockdown, until the whole numbers dropped right off and the whole, but I mean, how's the economy go? I don't know. Families would be murdered. Like, it would just be, like, ridiculous. Like, and nobody would even be like, what a monster. They'd be like, I hear that. They'd be like podcaster dad murders family. They're like, oh, fuck, I hear that, man. Right on.
Murders second family. Don't even ask me how I got a second family while all this was going on.
This is when it's, like, okay for the Purge. Like when you watch the Purge movies, they're just like, okay, yeah, fucking bring it on. Yeah. Like when you watch the movie, it doesn't even make sense. I watch the first Purge and they're like, yeah, the Purge is going to be great for this. It's like, how is this good for anything? I don't even make sense.
Yeah. Well,
and the more people you kill, the more money you get. I'm like, what?
No, you know what? That was one of those ideas where it's,
ideas.
Yeah. That's a website. You can go on it. But it's basically one of those, what if everybody just got it out of their system in one day? Nobody's gonna want to rape and murder if you let them do it on the third Tuesday of every April.
You never know.
By the way, I just said that the third Tuesday of every April, which is when this episode currently is. But a weird little twist right now. Yes, this is going to be released next week, but it is also live right now on YouTube.
Crazy.
The tube.
Time has no meaning.
Nope. Everything is nothing. Nothing is everything else. And, you get it. Do you get it? Because I don't get it.
I know. I don't get it ever. That's why I fucking kill.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But
so what's up? So what have you seen? What's going on out there? I got lots of stuff to talk about.
Oh, I'm glad that you have. I was looking through today. I'm like, I have very little. My life has been wrapped around. We've had the unfortunate thing of, again, with the schools and the COVID. My son was exposed to COVID in his class. So he has been forced to isolate, and then he had started to get symptoms. He started to get a sore throat, started to get a cough, and we're like, oh, God, no, please don't do this. And so I had to call my work, and they've.
I thought the kids don't get it.
Well, that's what they said, right?
Well, that's right.
So so I had to call my work. So they've had me isolating. That my wife had to call her work. They have her isolating. So none of us are well, I'm working, but working from home. She's not working at all. So we've been dealing with that, and he had his COVID test today. We tried to actually get him in for. Do
you guys have to have one then?
If he tests positive, we have to have one. If he tests negative, so he gets to be our little canary in the coal mine.
This canary died of natural causes.
Yeah,
back into the hole.
It should always be the little kids going first.
That's like, what they're there for.
You're all the filthy little monsters. You get a
like back in the day. Back in the day, you had as many babies as possible because they could help out, and you could just whatever. The birds ran off with that one. Great, we got like 15 more.
And most of the birds. I was gonna say, most of them don't make it through the hard season, so you gotta.
It was whatever, right? That's awesome.
But the good news for the ones towards the end is they didn't get those cone heads at birth because they just walked right out of their mom. Like number 11 and 12.
Fucking straight. It was like at the Soul Train where they form a line. All the other babies form a line, and you just strut out.
I actually just got the best horrible image in my brain, but I pictured really bad CG. Like, you remember the dancing baby, the old meme?
Yes. Oh my God.
I mean? But so I'm picturing it.
If you could put that up right there in the corner, would be amazing.
Jesus Christ! I wish I had it ready to do. I don't have it. But what I'm picturing is like that level of graphics, but you watch a uterus fly out of the mom, and then the baby zip lines out on the umbilical cord. Oh.
Like Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Speaking of WrestleMania, I'm assuming you watched it.
It just happened.
Yeah, I know. How was it?
It was good, man. Mm-hmm. You know what? When I saw like they didn't have like a ton of. It succeeded way more than it should have because they let their main talent shine.
Oh, that's good. And
it was way better than I thought it was going to be. It was better than the NXT pay-per-view, which is shocking. I feel like some of the matches should have been longer, but whatever. Like they had great matches. They had all these guys who were like, you never thought this guy's going to, that they were burying. It was good.
Good stuff.
Maybe Vince is like starting to listen. You know what I mean? Like Brock Lesnar didn't come down and take the title or whatever, some fucking bullshit.
That's good news.
It was a good event though. I really liked it, but it was like all week of WrestleMania. Yeah. It was like Wednesday, Thursday 2 times because the NXT UK had a pay-per-view just before night 2 of NXT. Dude, by Sunday night, before the main event even came on, I just shut it off. I was like, I can't. I have to do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do this tomorrow. I was like, I can't take this right now. It was like, it was a lot.
Well, bless the fact that you can actually do that now. Remember back in the day when it was just be us watching a 4.5-hour pay-per-view in a dark, stinky basement.
Well, WrestleMania turned into like 7, 8. 4.5 is great. Mm-hmm. That's now 4.5 hours sounds like just a beautiful time for the pay-per-view. But you know what I mean? I was just like, those were the good old days. And I did order pizza and wings from the place, the pizza company, right? Very nice, good. Cheap and cheerful. I like their wings though, man. They're just little wings, but they're all meat. They're new. They're good.
Yeah.
I don't like these big old wings where it's like, these big old naughty pieces in there, and I'm just like, the fuck am I chewing on here?
You got to find the right places. I'm not advertising for them because they're not giving me free wings yet, but when they do,
they will because I just mentioned them.
Awesome. Well, we'll start there and then
like they need it. You call them and like they don't even answer. Like they don't need any more. You get a 24 slice for. I mean, you're right. No. Forget it. No.
You're marketing. Yeah,
I don't mention exactly. Come on now.
They need us. We don't need them. They need us.
Exactly. Supply and demand.
All right. So, what was your match of the night or match of the weekend?
My match the whole time. I guess I gotta go Cesaro and Rollins.
Yeah.
And it was what everybody, and it was amazing. Dude, this guy's amazing. This Cesaro guy. But both of them were absolutely amazing. They only got like 15 minutes or something, and they just rocked balls.
I can't believe
they went from being
the dog whisperer to that.
Number 2 is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, two Quebec boys.
Yeah.
And they just threw down so hard, like it was awesome. But they needed way more time. They need like a 30-minute.
Yeah.
Every one of these matches needed to be like a 30-minute slobber knocker.
Yeah.
But when you got 7 matches a night, some are going to suffer. And you hope that, the match that, they didn't get enough time. Hopefully their feud continues.
Yeah.
So then you'll get more time at the next pay-per-view or whatever. Or they'll fight on Raw or whatever the fuck. There's 8 million shows. I don't fucking know.
I know it's hard now, just like with the way
it's hard right now. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean? Like with the size of the roster now compared to maybe the back in the day. But I do miss, I think I would still watch if they still only had the 4 pay-per-views. Like SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, well, they obviously still do, but
yeah, no, but I mean
so many,
just the 4
in general.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's impossible to feature everybody they want to feature that way.
And the thing too is that that's what NXT does. NXT is like every week you're not going to see The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock will come out and throw down a little promo.
Nice.
But then the main event of the night is like the ladies tag team match. Right? And then it always gives a spotlight of somebody else on in the card.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So every night doesn't have to be Roman Reigns versus whoever. Like Roman Reigns is there, he gives a promo, and then that night it's about the Intercontinental title. So then the Intercontinental title is the main event of that night.
Yeah.
Or of that little pay-per-view. So then everybody gets, but they have so many wrestlers that they had 5 goddamn pay-per-views.
That's just banana. Like that's exactly.
That's how many fucking wrestlers they have.
See, to me and to my mind, I would almost like, I know this doesn't help the WWE, so they would never do it. But my thing would be, you know what? Have a purge. Get the roster down to something manageable where you have
they already did though, but they have so many TV shows, so many brands, so many contracts. They got USA, Peacock just bought NBC. Okay, so if you're in the States, man, this is the dude for me. This is the number 1 streaming fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
NBC Peacock, you get all the NBC shows. I'm sure they're going to start taking their shit off of everywhere too. Because if NBC's got their own thing, that Seinfeld, Friends, once they're done all their contracts for the other places, they're totally going to go there.
That's already, in the...
Oh yeah, like they're all going to be there. And then on top of it, you get the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Because it's
pretty fantastic.
Oh man, I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like we still get it here. I had a mini heart attack because I was like, oh my God, now I have to sign up for Peacock and do all this stupid, switch over. Yeah. Because if you were in the States, you had to switch over. You just had to be like, okay, my WWE Network, I guess, is no more. I'll sign up on. I don't know how it would work if you were an existing customer. I'm sure it had a crossover thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
at least I didn't have to do that.
Well, that's good at least. Well, and it's kind of like the same thing. Well, almost the reverse thing, actually, of like how HBO happened, HBO Max happened, because we just folded into a service we already had, or I already had anyways.
Which one?
Crave. Everything that's on HBO Max goes directly to Crave because they have the contact with HBO.
I totally saw Godzilla versus Kong.
Tell me about it.
I really liked it.
Really, eh?
If you like, what? And honestly, like, you're going into this movie. I don't understand why anybody could be like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you wanted. It was the two of them rumbling. There was tons of animal, giant kaiju rumbles and minimal human characters.
Nice.
It was like, the first one with friggin' like Bryan Cranston whining about his wife for like 45. You don't even get to see fucking Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, what the fuck? The King of the Monsters was a little better, but this one, it was really good. I really liked it.
Good. I'm happy to hear that because those are just fun movies. Like disaster movies are fun to watch when they're,
that's the whole point of it. It's not going to break your brain or anything. It's just go to the movies, have a good time. Well, go to the movies. God, I wish.
Right. Actually, I want to talk about that next, but but I was saying, because I was talking to Carrie about, like, one of her favorite things to do is just watch a brainless disaster movie. Watch Twister, or she likes those, like, the Day After Tomorrow, stuff like that. I was like, you really got to sit down and watch San Andreas with The Rock. I was like,
that movie's wicked.
It's everything that you want from one of those movies. Just like outlandish destruction. It's like a Roland Emmerich like country.
Oh,
destroyer.
dude, I agree. I really like that movie, especially in the wall. They're like in the wall. Oh, she hasn't seen that movie yet.
She hasn't seen that one. No.
Oh, you guys got to watch San Andreas on your big ridiculous movie theater screen.
We should. Well, and what's really funny too is I was broadcasting it that day. Like I literally had, when I work from home, I'm using this exact station. I can't really show you right now with what I've got here, but it's a moving desk that's also a stand-up desk, so I can like change it and
it's cool.
Use it to stand up or whatever.
It reminds me of one of those stools or ottomans that you get where it like has multiple layers and it kind of goes like shelves and you can use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Which
was kind of the idea.
Like an ottoman TV tray.
I just needed something that just tucked into the corner when I wasn't using it. You know what I mean? But now this thing, it looks like Inspector Gadget when all of his gadgets go off because he's malfunctioning. So
yes.
I've got microphones sticking out, cameras, lights,
like jackknife features. It's like a corkscrew.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had it sitting here and I sit kind of like parallel to her. So we were sitting beside each other, even though I'm up in a chair and I'm working, and she's sitting watching TV. And then I literally had up in front of me, San Andreas. I'm like, yeah, you really need to watch this. And then she's like, no, I'm watching, or she's like, no, I'm not watching that. She's like, you know what I watched though? She's like, I rewatched that Independence Day sequel this afternoon, which is god awful. Don't watch that.
I've never seen it actually. I don't think.
Oh. It's on Netflix. I have to spoil it. It's basically the exact same movie. It's basically the exact same movie, but like it's already happened to everybody.
Right.
Okay, so it's like you come back and they're like, "Oh, here
they are again."
Except it's like this time it's like the last crew got out a distress signal and now the big guns are coming.
Oh, like the aliens.
Yeah. And then this sphere thing comes and then basically is like, here's how you beat it. The only difference in Earth is they've taken the technology from the aliens and they've now reverse engineered it and put their own. So now they have like all this like Earth defending like lasers and all this kind of stuff.
To fight against the alien menace.
Or just anything. They're like blasting meteors out of the sky or whatever. But
Bugs.
Then this happens and it gets bigger and it gets and then it's like everybody's got like their avatar because like Will Smith isn't in it, but the kid who played his like stepson is in it. And well, it's not the same actor, but it's the character.
He plays his right.
But you got Bill Pullman, you got Jeff Goldblum, you've got Judd Hirsch.
They're all in it?
Yeah, Judd Hirsch was actually brilliant in it too. I'll give him that. Brent Spiner was in it.
Oh no, he did not.
No.
Never mind. Sorry.
No, there you go.
I was thinking Harvey Fierstein.
Yes, Harvey Fierstein did die, but both of them dead in real life. So there you go.
So sort of right.
So sort of right. But yeah, so so like that's basically happening. But the worst part is at the end. So let's everything aside, whatever happens. They have a giant kaiju-sized alien queen in it, like running around. And then
cool
at the very end, so it's like, okay, they run away, but now they're like, this sphere told us everything we need to know. We're going to take the fight to them. And it's basically high five freeze frame at the end going, can't you wait till the sequel? That's definitely not coming because this movie tanked.
Just like the Snyder Cut.
Oh, the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
Don't even get me started because the Snyder Cut news continues.
So, you know what, dude? The Rock is like ruining my life right now.
Why? What did he do?
He's literally said that he is refusing to accept that the Snyderverse is done. Okay, this is not true. I don't know if anybody ever said this, but apparently what I read is that he wants Superman, Henry Cavill, from the Snyder universe. He wants Black Adam to exist in that universe, and apparently he's like. What I find stupid is that I read that like he's head to head with the studio and he's gonna stand firm, and it's like, how can you? They're making the movie, not you. Yeah. How can you be like, I'm just gonna do this? And like, okay, Rock. Like,
well, what's funny to me is he's basically holding them hostage on no Black Adam 2.
Or like, whatever. I don't know what it is, but apparently he's very much into the Snyderverse, and he wants that to continue because he wants Black Adam to be a part of that universe.
Well, here's the thing. like the whole thing frustrates me, and then the fact that like most of these guys aren't even like Cavill is like maybe back as Spider-Man, Jesus, Superman, and like Affleck's out, but everybody's like, no, bring him back. He's like, he wants nothing to do with it because the
of course
drink. Like, but they're all like, you gotta bring him back. So basically, they're gonna make this guy friggin' kill himself so he can be there.
Yeah, well, like who cares about him, right? I want him as Batman.
Yeah, but like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now on all these friggin' stories. I was like, they were like, the Snyder Cut releasing a double vinyl soundtrack. I'm like, who gives a shit? I was like, there's only one soundtrack.
No one. No one.
Yeah, and it's
like
just
I told you, 1/3 of the people that started the movie finished it.
Yeah, it's just.
And so if you put so was the 1/3 of the people that finished the movie all the people that made that noise? To make the movie, because that doesn't seem like enough people to make a studio give some guy $70 million to finish some piece of shit.
No, I think they should have gotten $1 per person who tweeted about it.
Yeah, I'm just like, so how does that even like? Oh, well, I guess we have to wait for Army of the Dead, his new one on Netflix.
Which I'm not gonna lie, looks good.
No, it does look good.
It looks good. It's some cool people. Dave Bautista's in it. Tig Notaro's in it.
I'm excited he's back in like the zombie genre because I loved his Dawn of the Dead. Actually, loved it.
And they just apparently greenlit a prequel to the movie called Army of Thieves. So it's like, it's this. I don't know if it's all the same characters or whatever. It looks like it is, but taking place prior to the zombie outbreak.
Right.
So.
Oh, so the same team.
Yeah.
But like before. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't introduce me with zombies and then take it back to like some boring ass.
Speaking though of zombies, it's been like we're in this like kind of denouement, if you will, of The Walking Dead. It's coming to its close, and they've been having.
Is this?
I like.
Oh, thank God!
Its next season is its final season, but the this season has been weird because they've been shooting without the whole cast all the time. I'm assuming so they could like. You know, probably to keep it safer or whatever, but there's only really been like 2 or 3 major people in each episode. And the most recent episode, I'll tell you, they were all dog shit up until like the one we watched, not this past one, but the one before that. Actually, one will have aired by the time this comes out in podcast form too. It's a whole confusing mess.
Once I saw that Negan was like their hero now or whatever, I was like, come on.
Well, what's interesting is that, so like the episodes leading up to the most recent one that I've seen, it just dog shit. Like we were sitting there, I watched one with Carrie and we were like, nothing happened in that episode. Like for the love of God, I feel like I'm Dextering this, where it's like I watched Dexter till the end, but I was done with Dexter like before, like 2 seasons before it was over.
No, yeah. Once, buddy, when that season was done, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, and
like how many fucking serial killers can you know? Like, come on. But I guess like
personally.
Yeah, well, yeah, they say like like magnets. The same type of people will find themselves. But I'm like, come on, like.
Yeah. But that's how I was feeling about this one. But actually, there was a Negan centric episode that just came out. And I'll tell you, it was almost the entire episode was just Negan and his actual wife playing his wife in the movie or in the show, and it was really good. And it obviously flashback because his wife is dead, but to when she had cancer and he was trying to get her meds, and he tried to raid like this medical, like there were these like doctors who were like traveling like nomads, and he tried to raid them because he wanted to steal some chemo stuff because she needed the chemo, and they had a bunch, but then they had like a freezer with a generator, and the generator kicked out, and it all got spoiled. So he's trying to go. He gets the stuff from them. They end up being really nice people.
It's spoiled.
And one of the characters is actually one of like Negan's stable from when he's the bad guy too. It was the first time like you get to see her again, but she's just traveling with this other pack at the time.
Right.
And then you see him. She actually is the one who gives him the bat. Like it's just the bat without like the barbed wire around it at the time, and he ends up getting picked up by bikers, and sees that he's got all this fancy medicine. He's like, where are these people? Because we're going to go get the rest of their fancy medicine. And it was either like, he's like, your wife's going to die if you don't get this to her. So he ends up giving these people up. And he had never killed a person at this point. He was like scared to not, like he didn't even, he would turn off the generator just to make the zombies walk away because he didn't even want to kill zombies. And so he gives up these people and they're getting all fucked up and he gets to go home. And by the time he goes home, his wife killed herself. So then
did they do a proper job in making him, I guess that you're talking about it like this, I guess they did make him somewhat of a sympathetic character.
Yes.
Because the first time I ever saw him, he just had everybody sitting on their knees and he's like baseball batting everybody to death, all the characters I love. Yeah. So how the fuck are you going to explain why would they need to do that?
Yeah. So what's really interesting, so the episode really starts too where he's sitting there. He's basically been banished. He's in this cabin all by himself. And they're saying, because Maggie's back now and obviously he kills Glenn. So they're like, you're not going to be anywhere around her. So Carol sends him off to this place. And he's just thinking about like, you know, where he's at and stuff like that. And then like in his brain, real Negan comes back. And he's like, you need me. He's like, you can't survive without me. Like that sort of thing, right? Then it goes into the whole thing. And so his wife dies and it shows him wrap it with barbed wire. And then he goes back and he fucks up all the bikers. And then you see like the beginnings of Negan. He's sitting there with the thing and he's got this kind of like I've got a taste for it look to him and stuff like that. And a kind of like cockiness that says, I'm going to fuck you up.
Taste blood.
But what's interesting though, and it's the way he said too, I think you said it to Rick in a conversation towards the end, that it was all an act to just keep people together. And it was a good argument that Chris Hardwick made, actually, that he's like, if you would have been following Negan from the beginning and not Rick, then Rick would have been the bad guy and Negan would have been the good guy. Because they're both doing the same shit. They're just doing it differently. And so it was like, it was a really interesting, it was the most interesting thing. I kind of think they dropped the ball because they're talking about all these spin-offs and the Carol and Daryl spin-off or whatever. I'm like, honestly, they should have left well enough alone with that. That should have been the spin-off. Start with him and her and then watch him building his community and becoming Negan. And I think that would have been a killer show, but this was a really good episode, and I'm still not looking forward to what remains because, Jesus, like that really had nothing to do with the story. It was a real toss aside, but like they've answered no questions.
Who's alive still?
Okay, so we've got Carol and Daryl are alive. Maggie is alive with her son. Michonne is alive.
Maggie was with
Glenn.
Yeah, and she was with the old man at the beginning. What's his name?
Herschel.
Okay.
And so we have them. Michonne is alive, but she's not on the show anymore. She left the show.
The one with the katana blades?
Yes, because because Rick, everybody believes is dead. And then there was like some word, I can't even remember what happened, but she's going looking for him or whatever, and so she's gone, left her daughter behind with everybody else. It's like, okay, this is how that's going. And Rick is alive but not on the show because you think he dies, like the bridge blows up and he's there, but then at the end of the episode you see that he gets picked up and they're actually making a movie that's all
a movie
Rick. So he's not done with the thing, but he's not, like, it's gonna be the movie and done as far as I know. Who else from the original? What
about Charlie? What's his name? It was his name, Carl.
Oh no, that's Rick.
Carl?
Oh, Carl's dead.
Carl's dead.
Carl died good.
He died real good. Yeah.
Just bad.
I mean, if you're gonna die in one of these shows, you better have a killer death.
Well, there's a great scene at the end of. I don't know if you know the Whisperers, but they. It was basically.
I've heard some things. I've heard some whispers.
Yeah. But
keep my ear to the rail. I try.
No doubt. But what happened was they came in kind of late in the season, and then like you see what a threat they are. The end of the season, or like the midway point or whatever it was just a bunch of heads on spikes, and as you went through, it was just major character after major character after like they killed everybody, and you're just like, oh my god.
They're
And,
all
like,
dead.
That was just like, I almost wonder if like nobody knew that they were being fired, and that's how they found out. Or like if it was
like when
just
you walk to the John, suddenly there's your head on a spike.
Well, you're just
You're like, oh, that's it for me.
Yeah, you see that, or they see it in the episode. They're like, let's all watch the episode together, and then you just see, and you're like the girl who plays Tara, and then you see your head on a spike. You're like, what the fuck?
Game of Thrones style.
But I wanted to talk theaters before because we were you were talking about just being able to go to the movies. So a couple of major movie chains or theater chains in the States are closing for good. One of them being the ArcLight, which is a huge deal in LA. Like I'm watching basically every person who lives in LA has tweeted like they lost a loved one over the ArcLight being closed. So yeah, I mean, there's some. It's more of like an art house theater chain.
Yeah,
so
but still, like, what a fucking rip off.
It just sucks. I guess some other ones have smartened up because there's some other smaller ones, but then they came out with their own little like streaming service on the side that they can license movies and have them. So like they were able to still make money while this was going.
Right.
The other ones haven't been able to open or do anything. So it's just, it's really unfortunate. I don't think we're going to see that problem because we have two major theater chains here, and it's like I think they'll have taken
Cineplex and AMC.
Well, Cineplex and Empire. Is it Empire?
Who's Empire?
No, it's not. What's the one by you? It's not AMC.
It's Cineplex.
No, the Penn Center.
Or well, there's AMC. The big one in downtown Toronto was AMC.
Oh, that was an AMC, but that's not like a all through the country chain.
No, but the one over by what the hell?
I gotta Google it now. God damn it.
Yeah,
my phone's not.
Cineplex Odeon?
No, you just said Cineplex, and we know it's.
I know. This is the only thing I can think of.
That's.
And yeah, because it was the Penn, and then like in down in over in Niagara Falls area. Landmark.
Jesus. Well, maybe
that's right. It's I keep thinking it's the other one still.
Yeah.
What's the one over in
Silver City?
Silver City.
But that
Landmark's awesome. Landmark's a great. Hey, there you are.
My puppy.
Oh, Leia, can you hear me, Leia? Look into the camera, Leia.
This one's for all the streamers.
Oh, Leia, you cutie pie.
Say hello.
Leia, please. Use your little brain. Look at me. Use your little brain.
Oh,
pretty close. Point her in the direction.
Oh, she didn't like that. I didn't hold her right. I apologize, baby. You're okay.
Oh my God, you just filmed yourself animal abusing.
Yeah, no, I filmed
myself. Might as well just throw the dog off the balcony.
No, be very clear. I filmed myself animal neglecting.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, she's okay. She's okay. I feed her.
Okay, so you watched the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Loved. It's getting just better and better and better.
Yes, it is.
What is your feeling of what they did with Zemo?
I don't know, man. I'm like, why would they take Zemo? I'm digging him as a character a lot, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm loving
it. Big time.
I totally understand what you mean. Like, why would they let him out?
Why the hell? I'm totally on the Wakandan side.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm like, why the hell would you break this guy out? But there's something more going on with Zemo. It's funny because he makes comments about, like, did you come and visit the memorial? Of course you didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these kind of things where it's like, I don't like, they're trying to make, but, the thing, too, that gets me, which I loved, was, like, in the first episode, it was like Bucky just joins Falcon on a mission. He's just like, I'm just going to come with you. And he's like, okay. So I'm like, so what kind of agents are they? Apparently they're not getting paid because they can't pay the bills. But at any point in time, they can go on any mission they want to. Mm-hmm. Because then the new Captain America shows them. He's like, what do you guys do? They're like, sort of, we can do whatever we want to. Yeah. But then suddenly Bucky gets arrested for like not going to his AA meeting.
Yeah. Well,
20 minutes before, he's allowed by the government to go on any mission he wants to, but then he's arrested
here's part
for not.
Of the thing. He's not allowed to go. He's
not
part
of. Is he there then?
because he said he's going, and it's like, who you don't stop
That's
the Winter
allowed.
Soldier, I guess. But which is why he got arrested, because he's not supposed to be a part of any of that anymore. Because
No. He
Soldier.
was not arrested because of that. He was arrested because he did not show up to his therapist meeting.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, his therapy thing is just a part of what he's having to do as his rehabilitation. He's been pardoned for all the other stuff.
Okay,
but
what I'm saying is,
part of
but it's okay. It's okay for him to show up wherever the new Captain America is.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that right away Captain America would just be like, two of you get out of here. You don't have any jurisdiction. Like, what are you doing here?
I know.
Which doesn't even make sense. I'm like, but you know what I'm saying? And then suddenly he's allowed to just go wherever he wants.
At least Sam
has the government will be like, what are you doing here? You know, like,
at least Sam has a crew. Like, he's got his own like group, like his own platoon that he like commands.
Yeah, like a bunch of dudes.
So he makes sense. But yeah, Winter Soldier just kind of, he's like, I'm going, and you're not.
I'm just gonna go, and then the government's just like, okay, cool, like.
Yeah.
But if you don't show, it's okay to go on dangerous, illegal missions overseas. Yeah. But if you miss your therapist meeting locally, like you're off this case.
Again, yeah, he should have been jailed for both, because nobody says okay to him to go to this thing. He's just there. And like, nobody's like, oh, Winter Soldiers are good. They don't want him anywhere near any of this shit because he was the Winter Soldier.
Well, because he was the Winter Soldier.
But nobody seems to be bringing that up. Everybody's just
right.
Like,
you know, what gets me too is like the whole like I know that Iron Machine there, Machine Patriot,
War Machine,
Patriot Machine Man.
Yes.
He was in the first episode,
yes.
But I'm like, the Avengers, none of them speak. Like, none of them talk to each other. Like, after the events of the blip and after they went to Tony Stark's funeral, like, none of them.
Well, we got to kind of break down where everybody's at, I guess.
I can see where Wanda, right? Because I guess they showed there, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, like.
I would like to actually have a better account of, because you're right. It's like they've had, they've done better at explaining why people couldn't do that. Like Spider-Man Homecoming, he's like, this, like, where are the Avengers? And he's like, they are not around. Like, I don't know. But they should, is at least, because I mean, there's certain ones. Thor is just not there. He's in space.
That makes sense. He's accounted for.
Hulk,
he's off of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hulk and Hawkeye not accounted for.
And I'm not saying that they have to show them. No, I'm just saying that it looks like none of them have spoken. None of like everything is dropped off. Like if you had nowhere to go, you're on the streets now, even though you were part of the Avengers. Like they don't give you any money. Like.
Yeah. Oh, no, you would assume. I
don't
really have a lot of answers for any of that. Like Sam's making money. He's just not like in a position.
Can't even buy a boat.
Save the boat.
You can't even buy a boat, for Christ's sakes. The guy saved the world multiple times. Can't buy a boat.
You would think he'd at the very least get some endorsements.
Well, no, and you'd think that if Tony Stark was, whoever he was, that he would have a contingency plan for when he died that would continue paying for like the Avengers Initiative or whatever. Like, 100%. What the fuck? Like, come on. Like,
there absolutely should be some kind of, for lack of a better word, foundation that should have continued.
Yeah, or like a place, we can all go hang out still, even if, Avengers Tower should still be there, even though he's not.
Yeah. Well, they rebuilt the, they had that off-campus site that they built for later on in Civil War or whatever it was, but still, same deal. No, not Civil War? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
And I love the scene, too, where they meet, what's her name there? Blondie.
Yes. Sharon.
And they're like, okay, we're going to go into these like shipping containers. Yeah. And then you have Baron Zemo and two mainline Avengers clicking around on a computer while this little white chick beats the shit out of every hired gun in town that comes to fight them.
I know.
She's like, yo, I need some help. I heard they're like, no, I'm on the shitter. And Falcon's clicking around on the computer. Give us a break here, lady. Yeah. Maybe she should be the Avengers because she kicked the fucking ass.
Oh, she was awesome. I like what they did with her character, that she's like on the run and she's in this weird fucking.
She's the power broker.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting all. There's so many more things we have yet to see.
Yo, they were in Latvia.
Yeah.
That's where Doom is from.
Ooh, very good. No, he's
right when they were like, right when they were like, we're in Latvia, I was like, that's where Doom's from.
It's 100% not where he's from, because where he's from is a made-up country, but I gotta find out.
Oh, no way. I'm going to Latvia.
Yeah. I want to see how much I have to type before.
I mean, Doom.
There we go.
Yeah.
I got to where is Dr. Do, and then it finally came Doom from. Latveria, he's from.
Oh, Latveria. You're right. Okay.
There we go.
So close.
I knew it was a made-up place because it was like that in Sokovia. Or
right when they said it, I was like, damn, yeah.
That would have been a really cool way to break into that because it's coming. You know it's coming.
Oh yes.
We got so much.
Man.
We get so much more to deal with too. I think I texted you. I saw footage of Oscar Isaac doing his choreography training for Moon Knight.
Oh, that's right, for Moon Knight.
Looked good, man. Like the moves and stuff like that. Obviously, you didn't get to see him like in costume or anything like that. But
they're doing good with their shows.
Yep.
Like I said, obviously I got gripes with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but they're just whatever. I'm still really enjoying it. I love the scene where the Wakandan ladies showed up, and Bucky and Falcon are like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. And Captain America doesn't have a clue, and they kick the shit out of all of them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he was like, they're not even super soldiers.
Yeah.
He's like, and they just beat the living shit out of me.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that was interesting too, so obviously where we're at is like, if you're listening to the podcast, the next episodes come out. Where we've left off is him bashing a dude's brain in.
Bashing. I was like, whoa.
Because he took the serum. And
yep.
It was such a crazy thing. And people are hating on him so much. And it's like, that's a testament to the actor. He's not a shitty actor that make you hate him.
heard that he was in the running for, that's somebody's son. He's like James Gunn's cousin or brother or something, like one of the guys.
Yeah.
But apparently I heard that he was up for the role. He was one of the top picks to be Captain America before Chris Evans got it. But I think they cast him properly because he's got a little... Whose is it?
It's Wyatt Russell. It's Kurt Russell's son.
That's Kurt Russell's son?
Yeah. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure that that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
With Goldie Hawn?
Somebody, I don't know. Maybe me.
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure it is.
He's somebody else that's involved, I think. But yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But the scene where...
Sorry. He is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son. He is half siblings with Kate Hudson.
Ah.
So there you go. Anyway,
cool.
Sorry, keep going.
But anyways, I feel like they that they cast him really properly in the role that he was in, because he does have, even when just looking at him, like his facial features, he's got a little bit of a dark, he's got more of a sinister look to him than Chris Evans does.
Yeah. He's Captain America, but something's just slightly off about him.
Right.
You're just I don't know. Like,
and the scene, so you think like Zemo, and what's funny is Zemo keeps sneaking off and like, oh, there he goes, and then he comes back. He's like, I brought the car or whatever,
I know.
And the scene where all the so even though Zemo's evil, he still knows and does not want the serum to be out there.
No,
because I was shocked in the scene where he's fighting Captain America or whatever, and then he starts stomping the vials of the super serum, Zemo. And I was like, whoa, I thought he was going to be picking them up.
I didn't know enough.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know enough about Zemo, if he had proper superpowers or not. So I was kind of waiting to see, is this like his in? Because usually,
and he's gonna take it, or he's gonna
because so many Marvel guys have. Well, just superheroes in general, their bad guys are always very similar to them. So Captain America has a lot of super soldiers and like that sort of thing, and Hulk has a lot of big scary monsters.
It's true, actually, when you think about it. Yeah,
some dudes. But like, it was the same thing. Like, Iron Man had Warmonger, then had Ironmonger, sorry, then had Whiplash again, who's all tech, and so like it was. They always
point, actually.
And then I think nobody.
And the Wizards are fighting the Wizards.
Yeah, and then the Flash is just fighting other people with the name Flash in their name.
Oh yeah, I like him. I like him. Oh, I like the Reverse Flash. Oh, he's super cool.
But yes, so I mean that's a lot of there's a lot of that going around. So that's what my assumption was, but again, I just wasn't educated enough on Zemo to know. But they had sold him as such an anti-superhero kind of thing that I knew he was gonna stop it. Like the split second maybe of what's gonna happen, and he stops. I'm like, yeah, okay,
right. He's sort of kind of like redeeming himself, but I feel they're going to pull a switch on us, and he's going to go back to. But they're giving him more dimensions to his character, which I like.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He cares more, but you know what I mean. Like he's really smart. Like he's. I loved his jacket. I actually looked up his jacket to see if I could buy it. It's actually not that much money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at all these places. I was like, man, that jacket is so cool.
Yeah. I like that I like because you finally also hear that he's Baron Zemo, and like you get a lot more of Zemo, like what you figure out who he is more in this than Civil War.
Right. Well, way more.
So
way more.
Mm-hmm.
He was just the guy pulling the strings in that movie. You didn't get to see him do any action or do any moves or
No. And I liked, and I mean I like the actor too. I've liked him in everything he's done, but he was really good in Rush. With,
oh my god, yes, dude! That movie is terrific.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie.
I forgot that was him.
Speaking of which, too, I don't know if I told you, Ron Howard liked one of my tweets.
Oh my god!
And I freaked the fuck out.
It's funny because you mentioned something about his daughter's boobs, and he thumbs up it.
Was. No, I can't even remember what it was. He was somebody, and this wasn't like a response to it. Like he just saw this on his own, which was kind of cool too. It's not like I had directed something at him and he liked it. Like, oh, it's good to meet a fan.
Right.
Somebody was talking about, it was MAAZ. This is Maz, which is like, it means Mars in like this language or whatever. And I'm like, are you sure it's not just Boston? Like, welcome to freaking Maz. And then he liked that, and I was like, all right, good. I'm on the right track. So anyways, I'm in Backdraft 2 coming out next month. No.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah, he's literally just lighting me on fire. He's like, I don't really have time to be there. He's just
building on fire. I met him briefly.
Oh yeah?
He was at the Canadian Tire in Toronto.
That's genius.
And I was bringing up, I worked in whatever the hell. And I had to help some lady with an air conditioner. I should have kept that job, man. It was so easy. And anyway, so I'm like bringing an air conditioner up, pardon me, on a cart. And boom, there he is. And he walks up and he's like, hey, do you know, how do I get out of here? And I was like, Mr. Howard. I was like, right through that way there. And then he's like, hey, thanks. And then he like walked out and I was like, did nobody? I was like, nobody? Like, no, did you? I was like, nobody knew who that just was in here asking you where the fuck the exit was.
The only thing that would have been better is that he was shopping for a fishing rod, and then he tossed it over his shoulder and went.
I know, right? Nobody.
That would have been Andy Griffith sidles on alongside him coming out of another aisle.
There's only two things we have in this town: a serial killer and the man who met Andy Griffith.
Oh my god. And he's like,
he's both of them.
Yeah, he can afford to lose one or the other, but damned if we're gonna lose both. God, Married with Children, I love
you. Where's that on? That was Fox, right?
It was on Fox, so I imagine it's going to make its way to Disney Plus under the Star deal. But that would be wicked. At least here, it's on Amazon right now.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah. That's a hard game to play. I almost feel like that's going to be a game show one day. They're just going to pop up an old show. It's like Mary Tyler Moore. Where does it stream?
That's a great idea.
CBS All Access.
I watched Thunder Force.
Oh, really? How was it?
Yes. Dude, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, like afterwards I looked up the reviews because that's what I do now. I'll watch a movie, make my mind up, and then look the reviews up.
That's genius. That's a good
idea. The reviews were just savage. And I was like, this movie's hilarious. But I will tell you something. Mm-hmm. Jason Bateman is absolutely brilliant in this movie.
Oh, nice. I didn't see in the trailer.
But like Octavia Spencer is in this movie, dude, and it's like she's not there. It's like they bowfingered her or something into this movie because it's like she's so, I don't know if like she was thinking about something the whole time or like they forced her. It's like she's not in this movie.
No.
She's like, oh my God, she's like garnish, you know, on the side. She says nothing.
Yeah.
I want like Coming to America.
Yeah.
Is garbage.
Oh, really?
The movie has nothing to do with Eddie Murphy or Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
They go to America in 7 minutes. They pull all the bits they did before with like the guys in the, you know, in the barbershop, and then they go back and it turns into this movie where it's just like the son is falling in love with either this girl or this girl.
Oh, so you
and
get a
it's
little
like
bait
the
and switched?
dumbest movie. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there's like the scene where the girls like were like, Wesley Snipes is like, you will, you know, we want him to marry my daughter.
Yeah.
Right. And so like they show up with his daughter and it's like this, like, you know, and then she's singing and then all of a sudden, like Eddie Murphy's son grabs a microphone and he's like rapping with her. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, this can't be happening.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
you can't, like, this is the most awkward. I'm like, just because he's a black dude from like the United States means he could just throw down. So, you know what I mean? I was like, this is the dumbest fucking movie. Like,
oh, you know what's funny? I just to go back to Thunder Force for a second, because you said that Octavia Spencer wasn't there. I thought you were just being clever because she's invisible.
Oh no, right. You know, this is why I switched over to Coming to America, because
okay.
Coming to America was like the same thing. You got Tracy Morgan in
Yeah.
this movie, and he does nothing.
Oh, really?
Like he literally barely says a word.
Well, let's take it easy on him though. He was crushed by a Walmart truck.
I will do it to you.
So
The best part of that movie was what's her name?
McCarthy?
She was in Ghostbusters. Leslie Jones.
Oh, yeah.
The
I didn't even
best
know she
part of
was
that
in it.
movie was Leslie Jones. She was
Really?
really funny in that movie.
Oh, good for her.
Really funny.
That's good. I watched Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh yeah. What'd you think of it? What a waste. See, Bill and Ted Face the Music did the exact same thing that Coming to America did.
Yeah.
It was like, let's give this generation to our kids, bro. And I was like, I am not watching this movie for your kids. I am watching this movie because this is the third movie in your movies.
Yes.
And it's just like, let's just have this to our daughters. And it was just like, oh my God, this is, but I liked most of it up until the end. I like kind of dug it. Like they keep meeting their other selves and,
Oh, I didn't even like, but
You
it
know?
was like, I think the first time it happened, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun. And then the second time it happened, I'm like, is this all we're going to be doing? And then the third time it happened, I'm like, yep, this is all we're going to be doing. And I was just like, fuck, like seriously. And it's really funny because I spoke with Diane Franklin, who played one of the original princesses, just prior to them shooting this movie. And she had been kind of given the word that she was not going to be playing this character again. She had been replaced with a younger version for the second one, so she got replaced by a younger version for the third one. And so
it
she
sounds
was,
like the James Cameron way of doing things.
yeah, at least the way of dealing with wives. But the
Yes.
but yeah, she was less than thrilled. So I mean, like, she was a little biased.
She
but I
was
just
less than thrilled.
But I was I was so like hurt almost, because I was so looking forward to this, and I'm like, finally. And it's like, you know, it's like that thing where everything's being built for our generation right now, because we're the only ones who seem to actually consume anything. And
Yeah, so why are they cheaping out on us?
I know. Well, I
don't want to see the fucking you know, make a spin-off with your daughters or something. Don't fucking
Yeah. I think it would have been cool if they would have helped them become the Wild Stallions that they needed to be. Because that's the thing about the first one. They're like, Wild Stallions makes the bet thing. And then they just switched it in this one. And they're like, oh, it's Preston Logan. Preston Logan do it. And they're like, oh, wait, it's you two. You're No, Wild Stallions did it.
Exactly.
You made that very
that doesn't
clear in the
even...
first one.
Yeah.
It doesn't equate. But... like,
I don't know why they feel like they have to do that. Like in Coming to America, I'm like, why do you feel we're not here to see, you know, your son? Like, who cares?
I will say,
at least make him funny. Like, they could have at least hired because all the scenes, you know, where they go back to Africa and it's like the son is going out. You know, he's gonna. Ooh, he falls in love with the wrong girl, of course, right? And it's just like, what is this? Like, what am I doing here? This isn't even a comedy. They could have had like somebody. Like a comedian play the kid, and then it'd be funny or something. Like,
well, absolutely, and they should have, because I mean, there's people, I even go with a Nick Cannon if you're so feeling froggy.
Somebody
that,
who cares, some new guy, somebody, you know what I mean, like like a young Eddie Murphy. Go out there, Eddie, and find the young Eddie Murphy and put him in the movie.
Get Bill and Ted, go back in time, get young Eddie Murphy, and bring him.
To bring it.
And if anybody tries to stop them, Thunder Force.
Boom.
Oh, we just tied it all together, buddy.
Certainly did.
A lot of reviews stuck in there, man.
I know, right. Lots.
Yeah, there was. I spent
Thunder
some time
Force
watching
is a thumbs up.
stuff.
Bill and Ted thumbs down. Coming to America thumbs down.
Yeah, it's
Winter Soldier. My thumb is slowly.
What the hell was that? Is that
Fuck
somebody at the
off.
door?
No, this fucking guy is driving around the neighborhood. That is his car.
Oh, really? That sounded like somebody knocking on your door.
No, it sounded like somebody kicked my door and then shotgunned my mother.
Oh, God.
That's what it sounds like. And it's like you're lying in bed. It's this shitty. I just saw him the other day. It's this shitty black VW. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find you, buddy, because you're ruining the neighborhood.
That finger was terrifying. Whoa.
I know he is ruining. That yours does not have the same. You're on the wrong angle, bud.
No, I am for the stream.
For you.
I'm using a different camera for the stream.
But this guy's driving around in his car. It's like boom. It's like Uncle Buck. Boom.
Really?
And it just scares. I'll be lying in bed, and it's like, yeah.
They've got upstairs. They have hard floors. They've been replacing all the floors with hard floors, and it literally sounds like that one scene in Harry Potter when all the Durmstrang kids are coming in and they're pounding these sticks like boom, boom, boom. It just sounded like the whole. You'll hear it in the beginning of this episode. It's just you hear junk, 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 like somebody just up there telling a lot of things that they shall not pass.
Yeah, there's a reason in buildings that it's all carpeted. Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're ruining it.
Oh man,
they're probably gonna have a dance studio up there they're renting out soon.
Sounds like
in all those fucking condos.
I remember we were here at like 10:30 at night one day. We were just sitting there, and it sounded like somebody was bowling. I'm like, what the hell is going on up there? Like, good God.
7-10 split.
It's not as good as when Carrie and I were in our first apartment, which was this teeny tiny place over a Chinese food restaurant, and we were next to just the other apartment, and we could constantly hear that girl cheating on her boyfriend.
I'm cheating on him. Fuck him.
Yeah. Just
her foot, like her high heeled foot comes through the wall. You're like, oh my God.
Just like pornographic screaming. We're just like, oh my God, they're going at it. And then like 3 hours later, I see the guy come home, and I was like, oh. But, good times.
Why would you be like that?
It was just, because drama. I like
because like the boyfriend's coming home now.
Yeah, I just realized that. I was
she's always like a bitch. She was like, why are you having sex with me? Why are you just out of the shower every time I come home? Why is the camera set up over the bed, but you never let me use the camera? Why is there a whiteboard saying top tippers? Trying to think of what else I've seen, man. What else? It was just a lot of wrestling. Yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it. Well, let's talk about what we're gonna. Yeah, let's talk about what we're gonna watch next week then.
All right.
We're gonna watch. It's very appropriate now that school is. I thought I was putting a movie out that was like, oh, we're getting into spring, we're getting into the warmth, and we're getting students and coming of age, all this kind of stuff. No, because school's all canceled and shit again. I guess if you're in the States, good and enjoy it. We're watching Fast Times at Ridgemount High next week, guys. Let us have a listen to the trailer.
Universal Pictures presents everything you always wanted to do in high school with everyone you always wanted to do it with.
Hey, bud, let's party.
They're the students of Ridgemont High. Brad Hamilton, the fast food king.
I shall serve no fries before their time.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron.
Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna kick 100% of your ass.
Charles Jefferson, a man with a mission.
Oh, gnarly.
Linda Barrett, not exactly the girl next door.
Awesome. Totally awesome!
And Jeff surfs up Spicoli.
People on moods should not drive. was my skull. I'm so wasted.
See Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
We're back.
Hey,
my automatic things are supposed to mute and unmute said things. I'll have to fix that because something must have
we'll
reset.
have to trash the computer with an axe later.
I hope so. But yeah, so that's what we're doing next week. It was a fun movie to watch again. I hadn't watched it in a while, so that happens.
Oh, it was awesome. It's an awesome movie.
It is a fun movie. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode, though. We got to record some commentary. If you're watching the stream right now, you're going to just get to watch that in a couple of minutes, but not the movie. We're not allowed to do that, but you can listen to us talk about the movie while we watch it. So yeah, I think that's it for us for this one. So
Yeah, sure.
as always, find us at miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast. I'm at miscastjoe. Todd's at miscasttodd. Find our stream right here on YouTube. For now, I think we're going to stay with YouTube. I've been going back and forth, but I think that I think it's
We'll
just
be on
working out.
Peacock pretty soon. Don't you worry. We're gonna have big. Oh yeah.
You bet. And you can see me streaming as miscastjoe, and keep an eye out for our friends over at Dueling Decades also streaming. I produce that as well. So yeah, busy. Haven't seen my wife in a while.
Yeah, she's heartbroken.
I know it. What a trade-off. All right, guys. For now, we're going to see you guys next week with some sweet Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Catch you later.
Later.